Mosadi a nyetse a solofeditse mafulo a matalana ke le kawana kante ga itse fa a itatlhela ganong la gadimo o emela diemo tsotlhe a sa ntshe ka tlhaga go fitlhela a lemoga gore nnyaya jaanong pure e ka re o tla farelwa.
He looked at her face seriously and then in the mirror again. He shook his head and said, "No, you are not beautiful. I only see a baboon in the mirror."
I was coordinating the camp, so ensuring that the successful applicants would actually arrive in Maun and that they get on the transport which we had arranged from Maun to Chanoga, which is about 30 minutes away from Maun. It's right on the edge of one of the channels here, and very quiet, beautiful, lots of greenery, gorgeous, amazing trees, and because it's such a small space, it allowed us to book out the entire place. And we specifically chose this because there was a lot of practical work as well, and writers were able to just go find their own little corners and just sit there and get in touch with their soul and just write. So that's why we chose Chanoga.
Taking them through a series of writing activities which were quite different, and I wasn't alone. I was facilitating with a fellow writer called Miss Bontekanyi.
So far, I've had a very beautiful experience personally, from the location to the education.
This was actually inspired by our previous workshops that we usually have during the Maun International Arts Festival. And as you all know, with the COVID situation, we were unable to have the festival going on. So, and actually, we always had a lot of questions from participants post the workshop. So we decided, rather than sit back and do nothing, let's create a workshop that takes a whole week and focuses on the experience of writing. So because we've got some people out there who have a lot of knowledge to impart on young or just any upcoming writer. So it was mostly driven by the need to share. Yeah.
It has never been a better moment for a writer than this moment. We are here at Chanoga, the Poetavango Writers Camp 2021. It's a beautiful place. We are gaining beautiful experience. We share ideas le ba bangwe bo kopano ba rona ke bo eleng gore re thabollana ditlhaloganyo rothe ba re le teng gone ha ka go harologana le ka dikitso tsa rona.
We believe that writing in general is the basis for all arts. We believe that arts are founded on writing or creative writing. So it is important that we empower our local writers with skills or knowledge or anything that is important for them to become better writers. So writing in general is something that we should not ignore.
And as a matter of fact, yesterday I was so emotional. I had glassy eyes because for the first time I was in a place where there's so many other artists, so many other like-minded people with a like-minded goal and who can constructively criticize me. I think it's a very beautiful experience, and I get to sit here in silence and write, and there's water. I don't know, there's something calming about water. It's really beautiful. I'm learning a lot.
Writing is one of the most beautiful ways to express yourself. Sometimes we've got things that weigh heavily on us and we're unable to communicate that. And writing is a great way to do that. Sometimes you can make change through writing. Great acts have been inspired by some of the world's most amazing writers. I mean, you've got businessmen who start businesses because they read an amazing book by Richard Branson. You've got productions that are created for TV because somebody was inspired by a book. So all I can say is that it doesn't have to be good. At the end of the day, art is therapeutic.
I'm in an environment that allows me to actually have my own space, and I do not have any problems with time because I have as much time as I want to myself. So this has allowed me to actually tap into the deepest regions of my mind and source that inspiration. So the beautiful landscape also allows you to get your creative juices flowing.
And I've met a lot of amazing people. Our facilitators are very welcoming and they are ensuring that we have it very easy in creating and learning new skills that I didn't have.
We've realized that we need this. It's a high time Botswana also has, its own writing residencies.
Koha is like a meeting of cousins. We just came here, shy, and we clicked. It's like, dear Mamelang, do you remember when you told me that Dimu is out destroying in China and you were nursing a festering wound that would not respect even a bandage?
One of the tasks that were given to the writers was to write their own version of the Chiwele story, to be as creative as they can be with the Chiwele story. Chiwele is one of the most popular folk tales in Botswana. Chiwele ngwana ngwanaka kirile ya retsamaye waro salantwa.
This family said we need to run for our lives, but then Chiwele, being the daughter, being the youngest, being the most innocent, and say, no, we don't need to run. Well, okay, guys, giants don't eat people, giants eat goats and cows and trees and all that, but not people. We don't need to run. You guys are overreacting. But the family was like, this child is clearly not fearful. We are running for our lives. So the family ran and they left the baby alone because, they love the child, but they love their lives more. Like, they can always make another baby. Now, the child, Chiwele, was very confident in her village, was very confident in the magic that existed in the village. And she went and hid in a very mystical, strong house. It was a safe haven where she knew that giants could not penetrate that house. The giants tried and tried and tried and tried, but failed and failed and failed and failed. Now these giants were smart. They said, we cannot eat this child if she is in the house. So we're gonna come up with a plan. We need to sound like the grandmother. Now, which is a big problem.
We had the youth till the elderly. We were ranging from about 18 to around 50, 55. So it was quite and that was what made the experience even more exciting, because it was quite a mix of people with different backgrounds, different life experiences. So yeah.
Living in a country where publishing is not easy, the traditional way, we also thought we could share with our writers how to go about self-publishing. The reason we thought this topic is important is because we've seen writers in the country trying to self-publish, but most of them are not doing it properly.
Lewapi le lone le letella gore mogopolo o phuthologe o itumele. Ke dumela gore rothe ra go tswa ha re tile moko mona mmeng go itse gore re bone bakwadi, re bone ba diragatsi ba leng gore le ha tshelela Botswana la ba thoka. Ke nako yone e bile tota re lebogela ba ba rotloeditseng ba Maeseke, re lebogela ba Poetavango ka nako tsotlhe a re tsweleleng ebile a re goleng go tle le ba banyenyane mo go rona ka gore selo se ke bathani jaaka re ihitisetswa ka dithuto tse re tshwanetse gore le rona re ihitisetse le ba rona le ba re ba tsholang go a pele ga go a tshwanna sepe se se tshwanetseng go swa ke a leboga.
I am hoping for a sign in the sky or a word from the stars. I am praying for a tear in the fabric of time, so you and I can slip quietly away and not a single soul would think to miss us. The weather. It was raining on the day I met him, hair wet and tangled, droplets of water sliding down my cheeks like crystal teardrops. He says he can taste sunlight on my skin whenever cherries are in season. With me, he doesn't think about permanence or possession. He knows I'm just like
We were sponsored by the Ministry of Youth Empowerment, Sport and Culture Development.
You're still crying about him, aren't you? Silly girl. What good will it do to you? Will it do you to spill those sky blue tears? You meant neither everything to him or absolutely nothing at all. What's given is not gone. In something it lives on.